Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another episode of Franchise Hockey Manager 9 with the Seattle Kraken. And we are at the end of the regular season. It was another first place finish for the Kraken. Not quite as good as we were a year ago when we put up 116 points. We put up 105, finished as the top team out west. Yeah. So before we get into it, again, all that self-promotion stuff out of the way. Leave the video a like, subscribe if you haven't already. Leave a comment. I love interacting with you guys, especially when you give me tips and pointers and tell me things that I do wrong, and it just makes the playthroughs that much more interactive, if you will. As I love the comments, and you guys know that I do my best to respond to each and every one of you. So appreciate that. Also, join the Discord. As always, I'll put the link in the description below. Anyway, let's get to it. So we finished 50, 27, and 5 points clear of the Anaheim Ducks. David Pastrnak with just another massive season, led the NHL in points and goals. You can see Connor Bedard finished 5th in goals with 45, and Eric Portillo finishes 3rd in the NHL in save percentage at .948. He was really, really good. I will never fully understand the goaltending in Franchise Hockey Manager. I'll never figure it out. You get a 2-star goalie who performs better than a 5-star, so I don't know. But let's take a look at the team. So offensively, it was down. You know, our offense was down this year. I think we had 360 some odd goals last year. Let's see. This year we had 295 goals. Last year we had 368. Yeah, so we scored nearly a goal a game less this season than we did last season. So yeah, it noticeable goal difference. Again, Pasta with just a ridiculous season, 62 goals, 51 assists, 113 points. Connor Bedard almost hit the 100-point mark for the second time. Goals were way up, assists were way down, but he had his first 40-goal season. Jonathan Marchessault came in and put up 20 points in 24 games on that top line. 7 goals, 13 assists. Shea Theodore with his second great season as the captain. Well, he wasn't the captain last year, but 56 points in 79 games was terrific. Burakovsky was fine. This is likely his last season with the Kraken. Noah Hannafin, 7 points in 23 games, was a plus 11 for us. Bjorkstrand had 23 goals. His time with the Kraken might be up as well, although he had a pretty good season, another 20-goal year. Matty Beniers, it was an up-and-down year for him just because of the amount of injuries he dealt with, but his goal total was cut in half, as was his point total. Gavin Hayes' rookie year was pretty solid, 44 points in 80 games. Caden Gould had a good year, 37 points. David Kampf, his first season with us, 33 points as that defensive forward. Jagger Firkus was just, it was a disaster of a season for the 21-year-old Firkus. 81 points last year, 35 goals, down to 33 points this year and only 10 goals. Not great. Devin Taves, again, another injury-plagued season for Taves. He was okay, but we may look to move him in the offseason. Lindgren, his contract is up. He'll be gone. Pavel Zacha, another one, just averaged a point every other game and had 72 points a year ago, only 23 this year. So offensively, we had some significant drop-offs from some of our main players. Matt Poitras, 21 points in 43 games, 13 goals. Altoona and Robertson were meh. Nick Hague we brought in as our 7th defenseman. He was fine. Cameron Wynot played a little bit. So that's the offensive landscape from a goaltending perspective. Thompson and Portillo both played well. Thompson not quite as good as Portillo. He had a 284 and a 905, and then Portillo rocked the 248 and the 913 save percentage. So that's kind of where we stand statistically as a league. Pastrnak, again, led the league in scoring. Matthews, Tage Thompson, as in real life, blowing up for Buffalo. DeBrincat, Bedard, and Rantanen are your top 5 in goals. Aho, Dubois, Morgan Riley with 68 assists for the Leafs this year. Barkov, Kaprizov, and the Bread Man. Kaprizov, Matthews, Zegras, Hughes, and McDavid round out your top 6 in points. Andrei Barkov, or Alexander Barkov. Who's Andrei Barkov? Alexander Barkov, plus 48. 4 shorthanded goals for David Kampf. Mikko Rantanen, 23 power play goals. Brady Tkachuk, 147 penalty minutes. Charlie McAvoy led the NHL in shot blocks. And yeah, this is why we got Kampf. A 60% faceoff percentage, led the league in shorthanded goals. I would say that was a successful deal. Goalie leaders, Spencer Knight, 44 wins for Florida. Jake Ottinger playing for the Canadiens with 41 losses. Goals against, Remy Poirier, 2.46 and a 9.18 for Dallas. Ettinger played in 80 games. He played, holy crap, he played in all but 2 games for Montreal. No wonder he faced a lot of shots. 8 shutouts for Poirier, 6 for Logan Thompson. Elvis Mizurkins. I've tried. Elvis with a 921 save percentage. So that's kind of where we are, and it is time now for the postseason. So the NHL playoffs. I don't know who we're going to be playing. I guess we could look. The game will tell us when we get there, though. And we'll do what we did last year, which is sim the postseason. If it's a quick postseason exit, we'll do the offseason. If not, we will see how far the postseason takes us. So Cale Makar, Pasternak, and Jack Hughes. If Pasta doesn't win this year, I'm going to be really annoyed. Vezina, Ettinger, Poirier, and Spencer Knight. Norris, Makar, Heiskin, and Riley. Calder, Malcolm Spence, Matthew Wood, Michael Misa. Executive of the Year, Carolina, Columbus, and Toronto. Selke, Colin White, Lundestrom, and Engel. Lady Bing, Newhook, Panarin, and Spurgeon. Mark Messier, Ovechkin, Drew Doughty, and Ryan O'Reilly. Ted Lindsay, Carr, Pasternak, and Hughes. Jack Adams, Columbus, Toronto, Carolina. All right, so our next game's on the 22nd. There we go. I was waiting for that notification. Calgary, we're taking on the Flames. Calgary was 39, 37, and 6. We traded them Carabella, who had 14 points in 23 games in the Noah Hannafin deal. I'm still fine with that. They were led, did no offense at all from this team. Elias Lindholm, 59 points in 78 games. Huberdeau, 53. Nazem Kadri, 51. Dylan Dubé, 43. Mangiapane, 40. Yeah, not a lot of offense here. If we lose this series, I'm going to be really annoyed. Let's check our roster, make sure we don't have to do anything with injuries. No, why not? Haltunen are there as our backups. Let's go ahead and start the postseason. Game 1 in Seattle is an 8-4 Kraken victory. We're down 3-1 at the end of the first period, so it was looking like more of the same as last year, but our offense picked it up here. Coronado, Lindholm, Toffoli would score for them. Pasternak got on the board in the last minute, then Burakovsky and Taves in the second, and then in the third, we blew it open with 5. Bjorkstrand, Furcus, Pasta again, Taves again, Shea, Theodore. So Thompson gets the start, stops 31 out of 35, and we win game 1. Game 2. It was a 4-1 loss. So there you go. It's happening again. It is happening again as we lose home ice to the 8th seed Calgary Flames. Zary, Lindholm, Pelletier, and Kadri for them. Gavin Hayes for us. And we are going to go right in here, and we are going to do this. And then we're going to go to goalie starts, and we're going to go here, and we're going to go here, and we're going to go here. And it's going to be Eric Portillo's show here for the rest of this series is Logan Thompson. doesn't have it. Game 3 in Calgary. And we have 2 injured players. Of course we do. Beniers and Robertson. Can we delay treatment on either of them? How they're so the delay treatment option in this game, I think, is a really good idea. I think it works well. I think it needs to be implemented a little bit better. If you get a player in November who suffers a 2 to 3 month injury, you're not going to delay treatment. You're going to let that player recover. But when you get to the postseason, if you have a day-to-day injury, you should be able to delay treatment on that because groin tightness, Matty Beniers wouldn't miss the game. Tucker Robertson wouldn't miss a game with a sore back. So I think it needs a little tweaking. And we're going to have to make a couple changes here. All right, so Robertson for Gauthier. Change the lines. We'll move Poitras up to the second line, I guess. All right, let's see how game 3 goes. 4-0 wins. So, assuming a Portillo was in the game as I told the game to do, so we'll see what happens. No, they went with Logan Thompson. So again, I tell my coaching staff to make sure that Portillo's out there, and they don't do that. But we win, so it's okay. Poitras, Theodore, Pasta, and Pasta. So we win 4-0. We retake home advantage, home ice advantage. And we move on to game 4 as we look to take a 3-1 series lead. And we don't. We give up 8. So, and we lose Marchessault for 2 weeks. Because of course we do. This is really annoying. Marchessault replaced with Grubby. And we gotta reset the lines completely here because I don't want Grubby on that top line. Zacha will play on the top line with Bedard and Pasternak. Bjorkstrand who had the better season? Yeah, Bjorkstrand had 23 goals. So we'll move Bjorkstrand to the second line with Poitras and Furcus. Move Hayes to the third line with Kampf and Burakovsky. Power play. Zacha. Pavel Zacha. Who do we want as that point man? Not Grubby. I don't know if it's Grubby or Grub. It doesn't matter. He's going to be gone next year. Burakovsky will go. Who's our second line center? Oh, we had Poitras as our second line center, right? And then Bjorkstrand, I guess. And then we'll just run 2 defensemen on that second PK. Or power play, rather. Taves, I guess. Yeah. Petras Burakovsky. All right. Yeah, we'll do that. All right. So series is tied at 2. I mean, we're already doing better than we did last year, right? We only won 1 game in the postseason last year. All right. So Beniers, is he ready? Should be safe to dress him. Good. All right. So we can take Grubby out and replace with replace with Beniers. And we will stick him on the top line. Waitress, I guess. Yeah. And then Beniers there and there. We can put Poitras back out there on the power play. All right. This is going to take a second. Did we win? We did. We win 4-1. It's going to take a second as it kicks over to May. So we take a 3-2 series lead. Tucker Robertson, he's back. We'll look at all the other stuff afterwards, but I want to get Robertson back out there and replacing Gauthier. All right, so let's look at our mail. Development report. Yeah, we got some good talent. Lindstein's down to 4 stars, but that's fine. We didn't know our scouting rating on him wasn't great. Alexis Michaud, we'll sign him next year. Emil Vinny is coming along. He's only 20, but he is coming along already with that 13 goalie and 15 mental rating. Dard is up to 4.5 stars. Gould dropped to 3 stars, but that's okay. Poitras still 3.5. Why not still 3.5? Voulet's dropped to 4 stars as well, but he'll be ready next year as well. Emil Henning dropped to 4 stars, but he'll be ready as well. Then we had some of. This one's a little concerning given his contract, but the rest of these players I'm not worried about. Top selling jerseys: Ryan McDonough for the Minnesota Wild, Ovi, Matthews, Duchesne, and then there's Pasternak. Tyler Gauthier is your goalie of the month for Pittsburgh, and Trevor Zegras is your player of the month. Monthly budget, leave that the way it is, and we will move on to our next game. Win here and we advance. A loss is a game 7 at home. All right, Hall of Fame nominees. Ooh, Marchessault. If we can get through this series, we'll get Marchessault back. All right, so we have to nominate. Who do we want to nominate? We got Wesley, Larmer, Bobby Smith, Eliash, McGillney, Kovalev, Pronger, Bellows, Hunter, and McCrinnon. We're going to go with Alex McGillney. Alexander McGillney was an absolute snipe job. Loved him. All right. Next day at Calgary. Can we win game 6 in advance? We do. All right. So we take a 3-0 series lead. All 3 goals in that period. David Pasternak. So putting Zacha back on that line. Pavel likes being on that top line. Had 3 assists in that period. Pasta goals 6, 7, and 8. Thompson stops 23 of 25, and we advance. All right. Would have been nice to win in less than 7, especially with Marchessault getting hurt. Would have been nice to have him, to give him a little bit more time to recover as we're taking on Anaheim now. So the 1 and the 2 both advance from the West. Out East, it's a train wreck as Philadelphia takes out the top seed Carolina. Columbus beats the Islanders. New Jersey takes out the top seed Toronto. So the 2s and the 4s in the East, the 1s and the 2s out West. The Ducks went 46, 28, and 8. Good for 100 points. They finished in second place. Trevor Zegras is an animal, 104 points. Mason McTavish had a great year. Jamie Drysdale, Troy Terry. Yeah, they're a pretty good team. They'll start Lucas Dostal, who wasn't particularly good. 3.31 and an 8.97. And I don't think we have Marchessault still down. All right, game 1. 5-4 Kraken win in overtime. So we do take game 1 of the series. Ooh, and they lose Jamie Drysdale. Ooh, no. Tears an elbow ligament in a collision. So we were down 2-0 after 1. And we get Burakovsky on the board. They would take a 3-1 lead. Bedard would score to make it 3-2. So we were down 4-2 going into the third. Hayes and Pasta in the third period, and then Pavel Zacha in overtime. Yeah, I think I leave Zacha on that top line when and if Marchessault comes back. I think that makes the most sense. And then next year, I think we just don't screw around and we put Zacha on the top line and call it a day. All right, game 2. Ooh, Anaheim hands it to us here in game 2, 6-3. It was 6-1 going into the third. It was just an ugly game. Logan Thompson, not good. And that's the problem, is Thompson's not playing particularly well, and I want Portillo out there, but the game won't start him for me. All right, game 3. Can we take home ice back from Anaheim? We cannot. Give up 5 more goals in a 5-2 loss. Zegras continues to dominate. Dostal's really good. Thompson is not. What can I do to put Portillo out there? I don't know what to do. Start the hottest goalie? And we lose Noah. See, like Noah Hannafin. So here's the deal. And if this was live, I would ask for your input, and I'm not going to do it. But I feel like this is something I should be able to go into commissioner mode and remove. Noah Hannafin is not going to miss a playoff game with a minor facial cut. He's just not going to do it. It's just not going to happen, especially given there's a day and a half between games. But the problem is, if I'm going to be fair about this, I would have to look at the other team. Yeah, it's not. I would have to look at the other team and do the same thing for them, and I'm just not. I just don't want to do that. So, all right, well, here we go. Game 4 in Anaheim. We need this win, and we get it. All right, so we take back home ice. That's a 4-1 victory in Game 4. Connor Bedard, a goal and 3 assists. Kasper Haltunen picks up his first. Kampf and Theodore in the second. And then Bedard on the power play in the third. All right. So we're on to Game 5. We have home ice advantage back. A 3-game series, and we have 2 games at home. Are we still without? We're still without. Yeah, so Noah Hannafin's now missed 5 days with a minor facial cut. Apparently that's not very minor. All right. How does Game 5 go? It's an 8-2 Kraken win. We blow the Ducks out of the pond, so to speak. Beniers, Pasternak, Theodore, and Nicholas Hague in the first, and then Poitras, Furcus, Bjorkstrand, and Hague in the second. Let's go. All right. Next day, Game 6 in Anaheim. Hannafin is ready to go. In the end, it didn't really hurt us. We won both games with Wynot out there. Still without Marchessault. Can we advance to the Western Conference Finals with a Game 6 victory in Anaheim? We cannot. So Game 7 at home. Marchessault's still not ready. Is he going to be ready for Game 7? He is. That's huge. All right. Oh, but then we lose Furcus. Because, of course, with bruised testicles. I am sorry, man. I will not complain about that. You take all the time you need to recover from that. All right, so Marchessault will stay on that second line with Beniers. We are ready to go. All right, here we go. Game 7 at home. Who started Game 6? Who started Game 6? Thompson. All right, here we go. Game 7. A 5-2 Kraken victory, and we advance to the Western Conference Finals to take on the Dallas Stars. Pavel Zacha, 3 more assists here on that top line, and I may have outthought myself during the regular season moving Zacha off that top line. Won't make that mistake again next season. Zacha with 3 assists. Pasta with his 13th goal of the postseason, and we advance to take on the Dallas Stars. So it is 1 versus 2 in the Western Conference. Out east, the 2 seeds take out the 2 4 seeds. So it's Florida and Columbus, Dallas and Seattle. Do have Jagger Furcus back and ready to go. So who do I bench here? I haven't been this healthy in ages. It was Haltunen. Right, it was Haltunen. Place with Furcus. Let's reset the lines. And I think I'm going to leave Marchessault on that second line with Bjorkstrand. We'll move Furcus down to the third line with Kampf and Burakovsky on the power play. Burakovsky, Beniers, yeah. We'll go with that. Dallas. Let's take a look at Dallas real quick. Dallas was 48-31-3. They started out really, really hot and slipped towards the end. Jason Robertson, 85 points. I think he might be a free agent this year. Rupe Hintz, 78. There's old friend Tyler Sagan still trucking along at age 34 at 31 points in 47 games. Mason Marshman, Miro Heiskanen is one of the best. Look at that game rating. 84 game rating for Heiskanen. Goalie-wise, Poirier was really, really good. 69 games. Nice. 2.46 goals against, and a 918 save percentage. So got our hands full. Game 1 is a 3-0 Stars victory. So they shut us out. Our offense had picked it up pretty significantly here in the postseason, but not this time as we get shut out by Poirier. Logan Thompson is out with a bruised shoulder. Because, of course, he is, but that's fine. And I can't call Dustin Wolf up. I literally don't have a goalie. Are you kidding? Does this take him off of... It does. Okay. Replace with Wolf. So Portillo will hopefully get the start here. Game 2. Oops. Game 2, we need a win here to take home. Okay, that's a big win. I was going to say we don't want to go down 2-0 at home. 7-0 victory. Connor Bedard, 2 goals and an assist. Zacha, 3 more. How many assists does Zacha have in the postseason? We'll take a look here in a minute. Wolf gets the start. Why does this game hate Eric Portillo? Just out of curiosity. Why does this game hate Eric Portillo? Playoffs. 17 assists in 15 games for Pavel Zacha. Yeah, I'd say that top line is performing. All of them averaging more than a point a game. All right, so can we take home ice back game 3 in Dallas? Let's see. We do. We are up 4. We take a 4-1 win, a 2-1 series lead. Aiden Gould, a couple of assists. We get points from other players this time. Burakovsky, Shea Theodore. Bedard scores, Tucker Robertson scores, and Wolf gets the start again. He stopped 50 out of 51 shots in his 2 games so far. All right. I'm going to look at something. Hannafin, Marchessault, Bjorkstrand. Okay. Yeah, I mean, those are some pretty tough names, but I don't think Hannafin comes back. I was looking to see if Wolf was a free agent, just given how he's done in his first 2 games. Game 3 in Dallas is a 1-0 loss. Oof, that's a tough one. Wolf has now stopped 87 out of 89 shots in 3 games, coming in as a rookie. All right. We still have home ice. It's a 2-2 series. Game 5 back in Seattle. And it's a 5-3 win. So we are 1 game away from our 2nd Stanley Cup final. Pasternak in the 1st, Beniers in the 2nd, Kampf, Bedard, and Kampf again in the 3rd. Wolf gives up 3 goals in that game, but we're going to stick with him. We're going to run with him. We're going to run with him, even if Logan Thompson is ready. Game 6 in Dallas is a 4-1 Dallas victory, so this will go to 7. And how's he? Yeah. Oh, we got multiple injuries for Game 7. Major whiplash. Okay. We got to reset the lines because Cameron Wynot's going to not be on my top line. Hannafin will go to the top line. On the power play, Hannafin. That sucks. It's going to, again, bit of a pause as it's May 31st, so it is going to kick over to June here. All right. Development report. Haru up to 2.5 stars, 3.5 stars. Dard, Haltunen, Poitras, Wright get better. I forgot about Shane Wright. Out for a month or 2 still. Parker Rondeau up to 3.5 stars. Okay. All right. Monthly budget should still be good. Yep. All right. So it is time. Our lines are set. It is game 7. Oh, it's going to make me do something with my, I have 25 players dressed. might make me do something with Thompson here. All right, here we go. Game 7 at home. 6-4 win. Let's go. Let's go. We move to the Stanley Cup Finals behind a rookie goalie who started off super hot, has struggled over the last couple of games, but the offense picked it up. And game 7 is a 6-4 victory. Cameron Wynot in there for Shea Theodore, picks up the first goal of the game. Burakovsky, they would tie it. No scoring in the first. They would tie it in the second. Then we would score 3 straight goals to start the third. Cameron Wynot with 2 goals, replacing Shea Theodore. Haltunen replacing Burakovsky, Bjorkstrand, and then Pavel Zacha. They would get a couple to make it a 1-goal game. Matty Beniers on the empty net. And we advance. So we're going to be taking on the Columbus Blue Jackets in the Stanley Cup Final. Do our Hall of Fame voting. All right, so who do we got? Tuulola, Latvala, Maltsev, Brindamore, Gonchar, Schneider, Fleury, Dave Taylor, Props, Suter, Hammerlick, Whitney, Patty Verbeek, Teppo Newman, and Ryan Miller, Vernon Osgood, and McGillney. So we're going to go Alex McGillney. We're going to go Ryan Miller. Rod Brindamore, and Patty Verbeek. Those are going to be my 4. All right, let's advance a day, and then we'll take a look at the Columbus Blue Jackets. Theodore's ready to go. Awesome. I hate to take out Wynot, given that he just scored 2 goals, so maybe we replace him with Nick Hague. Theodore on the top line. Swap those guys around. Theodore out there on the top power play. A little bit of that, and let's take a look at the the Columbus Blue Jackets, who finished. Yeah, and the Eastern Conference was an absolute gauntlet this year. If you look at the Eastern Conference, 115 points for Toronto. Carolina and Columbus both finished with 116 points. There were 5 teams over 100 points in the Eastern Conference. So this is a very, very good Columbus team. Offensively led by Patrick Laine and Cole Sillinger. Johnny Hockey averaged a point a game. Jake Christensen had a good year. Kent Johnson. And then goaltender-wise, Mizurkins and Tarasov, I think, will be playing Elvis here most of the game, I would imagine. Most of the games, I would imagine. Let's see how game 1 goes. We're the road team in this series, as Seattle has had the worst record, but we take home ice advantage. We win game 1 4-3. Noah Hannafin a goal and an assist. Furcus a goal and an assist. Pasta picks up his 18th goal. 2-1 after 1. They would score 2 goals in the third, and then David Kampf with his 6th goal of the postseason, 11:30 of overtime to give us the win. I am recording, right? I am, yes. All right, game 2 at Columbus. Can we take a dominating series lead? No, we can't. We lose 6-3 in game 2. Burakovsky and Pasta for us in the second. Marchessault in the third. Wolf gives up 6. All right, well, we have home ice advantage. Take 1 out of 2 on the road. Can we take a 2-1 series lead? We do. So we hold on to home ice. Travis Sanheim. I forgot about Travis Sanheim. Wouldn't it be something if we got him back for like the last couple games of the postseason? Hayes with a shorty in the first. Hannafin and Poitras in the second. Pasta and Marchessault in the third. We have a 2-1 series lead here. And we're going to get Travis Sanheim back. Let's go. All right, now we're going to replace Sanheim right back out there. Put him on that second line with Hannafin. I think we run 2 defensemen on that second power play. All right, game 4. The 2-1 Kraken lead, a 3-1 Kraken lead. So we're right where we were a couple of years ago, right? Where we had a 3-1 series lead in the Stanley Cup final, and then we lost 3 straight games. Let's see if we can close this one out. Furcus, Bedard, Robertson in the first, Robertson in the second, Haltunen and Beniers in the third. How did Sanheim do in his first game back? Not great. He hasn't played in 2 months or something. All right, so game 5 in Columbus with a chance to close it out and win our first Stanley Cup championship. Of course, it's going to make me negotiate with everybody before we get to that point. I like how the game does that. It adds a level of, not intensity, but it adds a level of intrigue as we have to negotiate with all of our coaches before we can actually get to the game. Do this real quick. Just offer everybody the long-term deal. So I don't have to worry about all of them for another 3 seasons. All right, here we go. Game 5 in Columbus. We look for our first Stanley Cup championship ever, and Lindgren is hurt with groin soreness. All right, we'll replace him with Nick Hague. And now we will advance. Game 5. It's a 3-0 Blue Jackets win, so they hang with us. Bjorkstrand is almost ready, but not quite. So we're going to have a chance to close it out at home. Goudreau and Laine for them. Man, I would hate to blow another 3-1 series lead. Game 6 at home. Can we win without having to go back to Columbus? We do. There it is, guys. The first Stanley Cup championship for the Seattle Kraken. There we go. We ended the season with a fan happiness rating of 100. Let's go. And we win this series in 6. We defeated Calgary in 6 games. It took us 7 to beat Anaheim and Dallas, taking advantage of home ice, and a 6-game dispatching of the Columbus Blue Jackets. Let's freaking go. Jonathan Marchessault in the first and the second. In the third period, Kasper Haltunen would give us a 3-0 lead. Kent Johnson would score for them, and then Matty Beniers into the empty net. And Dustin Wolf getting it done. I want to look at those goalie stats in the playoffs. Dustin Wolf, 2.63 goals against and a .922 save percentage. Logan Thompson was not good. His days could be numbered. I got no problem going with a Wolf and Portillo combination next season, given how they performed this year. Offensively, Pasternak with 31 points in 26 games. He had 20 goals. He's got to be the no doubt Conn Smythe winner. We will see. Pavel Zacha with a really nice postseason. Bedard and Beniers played well. And we win it all. The Kraken win the Stanley Cup. All right, so let's go ahead and let's sim ahead to the NHL awards. The game sim here. I'll be back at award time. We'll get up to the 30th and then we'll call it. So I'll be right back. All right. Anything we got to do? Shane Wright looks like he's almost ready, which is good, but Cameron Lund for a first. Big deal made there by the Sharks and the Kings. Rangers are shopping Igor Shesterkin. Interesting. Free agency preview. If I remember correctly, there are some pretty skilled players out there. You got Matthew Joseph, a 4-star wing for Buffalo. Alex Tuck is out there as well. Those are the 2 best names so far. Michael Rasmussen, 3.5. Well, those ratings don't really match up. 13, 14, 14, 15. Yeah, I mean, he's above average at everything, but not great at anything. Ryan McLeod, 3.5 stars. Oh, yeah. I talked about leaving Pavel Zacha on that first line, but if I can pick up a Kirill Kaprizov, oh man, that looks like the A+ target of the offseason. What else we got? Jesper Bratt. He's only 27. Ooh, man. Villier's available. Bjork, let's us. Bjorkstrand, Marchessault, Hannafin. Oh, Jack Eichel, Pierre-Luc Dubois. Oh, there is some talent. Oh, the problem is, I mean, you say you don't need a center. You find a home for Jack Eichel, right? So, oof, that's interesting. All right, award ceremony. Let's see what we got. So the Hart nominees: Pasternak, Kale McCarr, and Jack Hughes. Goes to McCarr again. Come on. Conn Smythe goes to Pasta. Calder Trophy goes to Michael Misa. Norris Trophy goes to McCarr. Selke to White. Vezina to Poirier. Executive of the Year to Kekalainen. And Brad Larson is your Jack Adams Coach Award winner. And that's gonna do it for this episode, guys. I'm just gonna sim up to the last day of the year. And when next episode will be the off season. And next episode probably will be in the next day or two. I'm a bachelor for 4 days as of Thursday morning. My wife and kids are going away with my wife's parents, so I will be home alone with nothing to do but record videos. So that is what I will do starting Thursday and probably going right through the weekend. So you guys are gonna get a lot of videos. Let's put some points into player management for sure. We've got 5 points left. Let's switch up our goalies a bit. And physical, defense, offense. Cool. All right, so that's going to do it, guys. I will see you soon, and we'll get to the off season. Take care. Bye-bye.